All right, we are good to go. So, okay, I was just asking for the information that what does this the abbreviation stand for E.G. Miss Sadia Kazmi, will you just tell us that what does this E.G stand for? We normally write on the whiteboard when we are teaching our students or giving the examples. Yes, Miss Sadia.
Basically, we use it for example. The other word is, I remember it's kind of exemplary. I don't remember it clearly.
Okay.
But I've read it. It started with exemplary something in Latin.
Very good, very good. This abbreviation is also taken from Latin, and this stands the full form of these two letters are exempli gratia. You remember now? Exempli gratia. Yes. So exempli gratia, basically. Welcome. It means example is given. For example, or example given. But this is also taken from the Latin language.
Sir Asif, I just want to add one thing. Sir Asif,
yes,
I want to add one thing. The example is never written without these two dots. It is must to place the dot at the end as well. Okay, so mostly the students, they write E.G, but that is not the grammatical rule. One has to write E.G and dot as well.
The one I have written, the style that I have written in.
No, this is the style. This is the absolutely correct way to write E.G grammatically.
Yes. Thank you very much for increasing your knowledge.
But mostly, hello.
Yes, we are audible. Yes.
Yes, sir. Like mostly, like nobody use even dot like after E even. So E and G we always write together, and
it is must to write dot at the end.
Yes. Now it
but is. The grammatical rule is to write E.G and again one more dot. But yes, of course, I agree with you. Most of the teachers, students do not write any dot, but they have to write. That is must to write. Anyways, just moving to the next slide. The next slide is ergative verbs. This is really interesting. Ergative verbs. See, before we go into the detail and definition of ergative verbs, you all guys should know that that if you have ever taught your students active-wise and passive-wise, so you must have taught them transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. So this ergative verb is going to be very interesting for you. You know that all those verbs which can be changed into passive-wise are called transitive verbs. See, transitive verbs which can be changed into passive-wise, intransitive verb which cannot be changed into passive-wise because they do not require any object. Now, the ergative verb is both transitive and intransitive. This is very interesting information for you. There are few verbs which sometimes can be changed into passive-wise as per the requirement or as per the use of their sentences, and some verbs are there which the ergative verbs at the same time sometimes cannot be changed into passive-wise. Let's see the examples. See the word run. Now the word run is ergative. It is situationally used. Sometimes it can be changed into passive-wise, sometimes cannot. Sometimes it is transitive, sometimes intransitive. For example, Miss Amreen runs her house. Here we can change this verb run into the passive. Her house is run by Miss Amreen. But if we use the same word run, for example, if we use the same word run, the children are running in the ground. The children are running in the ground. Now we cannot change into passive-wise. Now the word run, children are running in the ground, is used as an intransitive verb. Similarly, the word fly. Children are flying kites. Now you can change, of course, the word fly into passive. The kites are being flown by children. But if I say the birds fly in the sky, now you cannot change the word fly into passive-wise because here fly verb is an ergative verb, but when you cannot change into passive-wise, that becomes an intransitive verb. So hope you understood the transitive and intransitive verbs. So simple, very easy. When one verb can be changed into passive-wise, it's called transitive. When any verb cannot be changed into passive-wise, it's called intransitive. And a verb situationally sometimes can be changed into passive-wise and sometimes cannot, is called an ergative verb. Hope you like it. You can find out the list of ergative verbs formed from the initial components of a longer name or a phrase. Usually use initial letters and it is pronounced as a word. See, acronym and abbreviations are very similar. In abbreviation, what we do is there are 3, 2 or 4, 5 words. What we do is the first letter of every word. We take first letter of every word to make an abbreviation. In acronym, we do the same, but when we take one first letter of all words, in acronym, we pronounce that word as a word, not separately. For example, if I say KMC or I say KE Karachi Electric, these two alphabets are pronounced separately. But in case of acronym, we pronounce it like a word. For example, the word Pepsi is pay each penny save Israel. एक एक पैसा खर्च कर दो लेकिन इसराइल को महफूज रखो. The word news stands for north, east, west, south. I mean, taking the information from all is called news. The word police, polite, obedient, loyal, intelligent, courageous. I mean, these are, this is the full form of the word. Now, these three of them you can see are pronounced like a word: Pepsi, news, police. I have not pronounced, or we do not pronounce this P-E-P-S-I, or we do not pronounce this N-E-W-S. We pronounce them like a word, but still they stand for some other words. That's why they are called acronym. They are not called abbreviation, because in abbreviation we pronounce each letter separately. Does anybody know what the word SIM stands for? Please raise your hand. SIM is also an acronym. SIM is also an acronym. So does anybody know what the word SIM stands for? Please raise your hand if you know. S-I-M, SIM. Am I audible to everyone? If yes, please, yes. Can anybody tell me that what the word SIM, what SIM words acronym SIM stands for? Miss Anila.
Zero, nothing.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay, so okay, fine. All right. The word, okay, Miss Misha Khan. Yes, Miss Misha Khan, please go ahead.
It stands for subscriber identification module.
Okay, you're close enough. Very good. It stands for subscribers identity module.